What's going on, Jerome's? Happy May 1st. And, of course, we have to live through all the Timberlake memes. It's going to be May. All that stuff, right? And so we're wearing the Nas Reed jersey, although we're obviously recording this before Lakers-Wolves because they tip off at like 17,000 p.m. Now, I'm under no illusion that the league is going to allow the Wolves to beat the Lakers in L.A. It's probably going to take Game 6 on Friday because Morcache, as well as Scott Foster, a.k.a. The Extender, is officiating. He literally is coming off of injury, and they rushed him back on the field at like 70%, just like, you got to extend this for LeBron. LaFraud, as well as Luka Doncic. Come on. Anyways, all right. Also, I know a lot of... I'm sure they're younger people mad about my LeBron comments. Jordan for life. Also, the Wolves are playing LeBron right now. So we got some words and some stuff and some things. Anyways, also stuff and things. Donovan Jackson was introduced last week to the great state of Minnesota, Minnesota Vikings. And Andy Canoes, fantastic photographer for the Vikings, had some great shots of him wearing the Vikings hat at MSP. Right, because he wasn't at the draft. He was at home with friends and family. Getting that draft hat with the pin, it's kind of fun, man. Also, hey, so if Donovan Jackson, if and when he turns into an All-Pro and a Hall of Famer, how much would that draft hat be worth? Right, signature. Maybe Fan HQ is going to get all up on that, man. But love to see the parents, love to see the girlfriend, all excited, wearing the Vikings hat. Mom and pops super excited. Life's dream come true, because when a player gets drafted, it's not just the culmination of his hopes and dreams. It's the entire community, right? The friends, the family, the coaches, the relatives, and it's just all the support system that watch that kid progress. From high school to college, now to the NFL. I mean, everyone getting drafted, right? It's awesome to see. Absolutely love it. Also, something I love is somewhere right now, Dan Rossini's just like Purple Persuasion. Schefter on ESPN, the Worldwide Bleeder, on Adam Schefter on JJ McCarthy on how he was the quarterback plan all along. Let's not mistake the fact JJ McCarthy is the Vikings quarterback one, and he has been planned to be quarterback one all along. Now, Schefter's been pretty consistent on this. And when The Athletic was really going balls to the wall, thumb down on the scale of, hey, come to grips, fanboys. Rodgers is going to be your quarterback. Schefter and Pelissero, respect, were basically just like, not so fast. Now, Schefter, obviously, being a Michigan alum, maybe has just a smidgen of bias too, but he's been pretty consistent throughout this entire process, and he's as dialed in as anyone, any of the NFL insiders, where it's just like, McCarthy's the guy. Right, and I feel like calmer heads knew, like a lot of Vikings fans who pay attention to things, like, JJ McCarthy is going to be that guy, right? His knee is good to go, highest drafted quarterback in team history. Basically, got to spend the entire last season elbow deep in the playbook. Was in those quarterback rooms, the VR headset training. He's ready, and he's going to be the guy. Something you love to see. Speaking of Michigan alums, woo. Great transitions today. Vikes fan page. Josh Matelis is very much an extension candidate for the Vikings, and it could happen at any point before the season starts. Ben Gasly mentioned on the Star Tribune podcast. Drew Rosenhaus, the agent for Matelis, was spotted at TCO Performance Center yesterday. Now, he's also Andrew Van Ginkel's agent, so it was probably landing that one-year extension for AVG, but also could be dual purpose, getting something done for Matelis. Likely finalizing a deal for his other client, Andrew. I just said that, which has since been completed. But Matelis is in the final year of his 2-year, $8 million extension. Obviously, it's very cheap, and he's outperformed that contract. But, Matelis last year, second on the team in tackles, first among all safeties in terms of pressures, and he's the man in the box. And what's interesting is that coming in from Michigan and coming to the league, he was seen as a split safety type guy, but putting him down in the box, having him blitz, having him wreak havoc, having him read the defense, having him line up in the slot. That's been his role with Brian Flores and this defense. And I know people want to poo-poo on Matelis, but Matelis, beyond just being a great teammate, a great leader, a pillar in the community, he's hell on wheels on the field, man. Like, he's an extension of Flores out there too. So I absolutely love to keep Matelis in the fold. Plus, I don't know, like taking care of it early versus letting him get to free agency next offseason instead of using the franchise tag, just nip it in the bud and just take care of things and maybe get a little bit of a discount. Who knows? Also, something we know, Kevin O'Connell was on a Sirius XM satellite radio. Also, we need to get, so Kevin O'Connell's wearing the Kwesi hat of the Vikings helmet and the laptop. We've said this before. If the team store would synchronize up, like it doesn't have to take planning from Kwesi or Kevin O'Connell, just, hey, pay attention to the press conferences, whatever team gear, whatever hat they're wearing, immediately run a quick sale on the team site, right? Have that merch, run it like 15% off, promo code PRESSER, and just, if they hate, let them hate, watch the money pile up. We'll be so rich. We could build 2 stadiums. But Kevin O'Connell was talking with Sirius XM satellite radio, talking about J.J. McCarthy, his knee. Quote, JJ is doing great. Not entirely sure where a lot of those reports are coming from. He had a phenomenal offseason. And at XM, they're asking him about reports that he had been behind. There had been a second procedure, even though it was a routine injection, all that stuff. But I think we know the anonymous sorts of was like, oh, JJ McCarthy's knee isn't doing too good. Her, sources say. No, it's ridiculous, man. Something's not ridiculous. So it's unfortunate when players leave, there's always a shifting of numbers. And also when some come in, I mean, sometimes there's buying of numbers, sometimes there's exchange, all that stuff. But Vikes fan page again. Bo Richtor, Bo Richtor is switching to number 54, which allows Javon Hargrave to wear number 98 for the Vikings. Hargrave wore 98 from back in the day. Richtor, so he wore number 8 at Air Force, but I don't know. Just don't see that there. But 5'4" is looking good. Although 5'4" on the edge, that's going to look a little different because I always remember 5'4" as Eric Kendricks, tackling machine, working at the mic. But I don't know. Like I have high hopes for Bo Richtor and frankly Gabriel Murphy too. Murphy missed a lot of time last year with that knee injury that stuck by him. Richtor made some big time plays on special teams. I think that he could rise up and be a little something on the edge. And the Vikings are rich as hell on the edge. AVG Grenard, one of the best, if not the best, edge rushing duo in the league. Diamond Dallas turn to year 2 is going to rise on up, going to absorb all those Patrick Jones second snaps. Also, Murphy and Richtor. Tyler Batty, who's really more of a 5-tech. I think, actually, maybe we should change it up. And I know that he's listed as outside linebacker. I think that his true position is going to be a 5-tech. Like, 2-3 years down the line, if Tyler Batty and TID, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, are starting 5-techs, wouldn't shock me at all. And Chad Chambly, special team psycho, but in a great way. New Heath Farwell. Love that, man. Also, so this is interesting, and mainly it's because everyone and their mom had mock draft, Emma Nwari, Starks. Now, we were in that same boat too, and we love guys like Andrew Makuba from Texas, Billy Bowman from Oklahoma. A lot of people assume that they were in on Xavier Watts, because Xavier Watts went to the Falcons to pick before the Vikings in 97, then the Vikings traded out. I don't think those two are tied together, right? And anyways, Purple Persuasion. It doesn't sound like safety was a thought for the Vikings during the draft, according to Alec Lewis on the Alec Lewis Show. Quote, I never got the sense or heard that safety was at all a priority in the first round or even in the draft at all. It's a week later, with the benefit of hindsight, which Alec addresses, an interesting nugget nonetheless. Stop sleeping on Theo Jackson. And part of it is, like, Alec Lewis is obviously very dialed in. Throughout the draft, he was, minutes before the pick, it'd be like, oh, the Vikings are going to trade. Vikings are looking at these positions, and they'd follow through. So, obviously, he's very connected there. And if he says the Vikings weren't looking at safety, this isn't a throwing a dart and then painting a target around it. I actually truly believe that. So, again, all this talk of people connecting, well, Xavier Watts and the Vikings 97, Xavier Watts, Vikings 97. I don't really see it. And, yeah, the Vikings could definitely use some safety depth. But obviously they believe in Theo Jackson as a 1-for-1 replacement for Beasley. Harrison 1 year left. Metellus working on an extension. Carry on my Jayward son. I mean, can he be more than just a special teamer that gets penalties? And as well as Michelle Powell, the UDFA from Miami, who did have a very draftable grade. So maybe that should just the U be in the U. But I don't know. Like I looked it up because it hit like social media and the comments like a wave where it's like, oh, the Vikings wanted Xavier Watts but got sniped by the Falcons. Says who? I haven't seen anything legitimately credible. Just a lot of people connecting the dots. So I I don't know. Like Xavier Watts right now is put up here on the pedestal like Kyle Hamilton. Maybe it's a Notre Dame safety thing, but I don't know. Like I honestly am not. I like Xavier Watts in draft process. Like I wasn't tripping over myself about him. I think that he'll be fine, but I don't know. But either way, Vikings feel safety where Vikings feel pretty good about their safety room and frankly their defensive back room in general. Right. I actually think that again with an enhanced pass rush, especially getting home with 4. I mean, that greatly helps enhance the secondary, right? Also enhancing. Our guy, Ben Fox, Offensive Rookie of the Year odds over at BetMGM. Genty and Ward are the favorites at plus 250. Travis Hunter, 550. That feels like a sucker's bet. I don't know. Like, I feel like I know the Jaguars are talking tough right now that he's going to play both ways. I don't know, man. Tet, 13-1. Marion Hampton at 15-1. Now that would be interesting if he was more of a receiver, as well as if he didn't have Najee Harris there splitting time. I think they're also, didn't they sign Dobbins to the unrestricted tender? Yeah. Trevion Henderson, Judkins, Tyler Shuck at 20-1. That's the one to me. So getting 20-1 on Henderson, who's going to be your 3-down guy. I know Stevenson's in New England, but he has 3-down capability. Not only as a runner, he's a solid receiver. He's the best pass blocking running back in this draft class. So I kind of like Henderson at 20-1. I'm not believing any of the quarterbacks. Also, Shedeur Sanders should be a lot longer than 25-1, man. I don't know. Yeah. But if I had to throw a dart here, I mean, Genty would be the easy one. So if you want to do one safe one, take Genty. One long shot one, take Henderson, and just go from there. Yeah. Also, speaking of Shedeur, so the NFL laid down the gauntlet, hammered down on the Falcons. Bleacher Report, NFL has fined the Falcons $250K, and DC Jeff Ulbrich $100K for the leak of Shedeur Sanders' phone number during the NFL draft. So his jabroni kid saw it on on Pops' tablet and took the number, made some prank calls, all that stuff. Jack's son Ulbrich's son Jax got the number from his dad's iPad. I just said that and used it to prank call Sanders. Apparently, Tyler Warren got prank called as well. Cooper DeJean famously got pranked last year. Apparently, Abdul Carter got pranked as well. So, I don't know. Well, here's a couple things. On its face, was it stupid? Yes, absolutely. Was it costing dad $100K and like maybe his job? No. Like I don't think it was that far. It was cool that Jackson Shedeur, they had a conversation. Shedeur seemed to forgive him. He seemed pretty cool about it, but I don't know, like, first off, why does Jeff Ulbrich, who's just a random defensive coordinator, interim head coach of the Jets last year, but he's got zero personnel power in Atlanta. Also, it's not even his side of the ball. Why does he have Shedeur Sanders, a quarterback in this draft class? Why does he have his personal/private/draft number? Why? Why does he even have access to it? Not saying that he well, first off, not saying like he shouldn't, but this just leaves it open for more points of failure, right? So he doesn't need his phone number. Like he's not going to be calling Shedeur. Terry Fontenot is going to be, or Raheem Morris is going to be, right? So he doesn't need those digits. So I don't know. I feel like this is just asking for trouble, right? And I don't know. Like, also, are they going to pursue the Tyler Warren prank? What about the Abdul Carter prank? Huh? They're going to find those teams too? I don't know. This seems like selective punishment, but of course that's the NFL. And yeah, Shedeur was the highlight of this draft for better or for worse. And basically they just made an example out of the Falcons, which I don't mind because F the Falcons. Yeah, we're still waiting for that tampering punishment where the Vikings get a draft pick. Whatever. Also, internet is such a weird place, man. So it's 100 humans versus one gorilla, which I think the humans could win, except it does take a very specific strategy, which we'll talk about another day. But also the whole Belichick thing. So disastrous 60 Minutes interview, or CBS morning CBS interview, and then Bleacher Report. UNC personnel is worried that Jordan Hudson's influence on Bill Belichick could become a problem, per TMZ Sports. Belichick and Hudson's recent appearance in a CBS morning interview is not sitting well with UNC. So basically, someone brought this up. Is this elder abuse? Because I mean, I feel like at a certain point it might be. Now, I have no judgment of whatever. It's like, all right, so they have a large age gap. If they enjoy each other and the companionship, it's fine. But this is turning weird. And Belichick, famously, control freak Belichick, it seems like he's just ceding power. It's almost like she literally has power of attorney over him. So I don't know. And then Belichick came out with a statement which reads like it was written by her. So would it be weird to find a market if Belichick actually coaches a game for North Carolina? Could this just all blow up in the next couple of months? It's just wild, man. Also, I feel like you're seeing, so the last 2 hiring cycles, Belichick basically got nothing in the NFL, right? Winningest NFL coach all time, all the rings, all the blah, 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 but nothing. He flirted with the Falcons a little bit before they went with Raheem Morris, but I feel like teams it's exactly like Shedeur. How come Belichick didn't get a job? Belichick has won Super Bowls. Oh, teams can make their own decisions. It's not a wide-ranging conspiracy. He's not blacklisted. I don't know, man. But I'm not like a big like TMZ gossip person, but this is just fascinating, and I don't think this is going to end well. And the 30 for 30 on this in like 5 years is going to it's going to hit like crack. It's going to be like that Favre Netflix documentary, except that's going to be a softball one because Untold is just ridiculous. Untold Swamp Kings is the biggest waste of time for a documentary ever. Just like softball. Oh, here you go. It's ridiculous, man. Anyways, that's it. Vikings news dump for this beautiful, glorious Thursday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol. Production value.